We all have a face. Well, no face doesn't have a face.
What?
But most of us have a face, and we do things with our faces, right? We change our faces. And I want to talk about today some of the actions, some of the things that we do with our faces, especially with our mouths and our eyes. Because there are some special things we do, and each of those things has a name. That action has a name. So let's start with the mouth. What do we do with our mouths? Well, I think you know smile. To smile, right? It's a general word. But there are different kinds of smiles. A normal smile, maybe we don't show our teeth. But sometimes when we smile, we show our teeth. Very big, right? If we do that, we call that a grin. A grin is when we show our teeth when smiling. Like that. It looks so fake.
Nice place you've got here. Lots of space.
That's scary, I'm sorry. But that's a grin. And someone might say, he grinned from ear to ear. That means a big smile. It doesn't really go from ear to ear, but we can say a grin that goes from ear to ear. It's a way to describe someone who's really smiling very big. Now, if we're sad, then it goes down. And we call that a frown. A frown.
When you let your happy through, then the whole room starts to glow. Twist that frown upside down. You gotta twist that frown upside down.
Now, another thing we do with our mouths is we kiss. With kissing, there are different words that we can use for different actions. All right, so how about a small kiss? Like if you're saying goodbye to your grandma and you, mwah, very, very small, tiny little kiss. We would call that a peck. A peck on the cheek, like a bird. A bird pecks. Now, if it lasts a long time, and let's say two people are kissing for a long time, that would be romantic. That could be called making out. To make out, and maybe the tongue gets involved a little bit. So to make out with someone is to kiss for a long time.
How about we take this upstairs instead?
Yeah, let's go.
How about the eyes? What about our eyes? Well, if we look at something, we're not doing anything special. Our eyes are pointed at that. But if we're looking at it with our eyes wide, like that, because we're surprised about something, we're staring. To stare at something, maybe because it's interesting or surprising. For a long time, to stare.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Staring contest!
So it means, actually, you're not blinking. Blinking is when we close our eyes. Now, if we close one eye, that's called a wink. Not a blink. Blink, wink, wink. For example, I'm just joking, but I don't want that person to know. So I may wink at you to let you know, not to tell them. Now, I mentioned staring, right? But what if it's not so intense? What if it's not with our eyes wide open? Well, in that case, we would use the word gaze. So to gaze into the distance. When I gaze, I lift my head up a little bit. Maybe I'm standing on top of a mountain and looking at the beautiful scenery. To gaze. So to gaze is a little bit like staring, but we can blink and it's not so intense. Now, if we can't see something far away, then we want to see it better. So we would say squint. To squint is to look at something that is far away to try to see it better. So we can gaze, we can stare, we can squint, we can blink, which is what we always do, and we can wink. That's a ridiculous wink. So those are some things we do with our eyes and with our mouths. So anyway, there you have it. I'm going to go and stare at a wall. Hey, don't forget to push the red button to subscribe. Also, if you're a serious English learner, I think you'll like my full courses. Click on the link in the description to check them out. Okay.